So it's going to be the tried and true PS2 to start these competitors off. It's the ZSS, it's the Rob, and this is going to be a fun one for sure.
Starting it off with a trade already, both players trying to swing from the moment Go appears on the screen.
Of course, a lot of down tilts coming in from MJ. AoS just eager to press buttons up close, but sometimes Rob can stuff you out, so you have to be careful, and that's when AoS takes that quick step back, you know? And so once he finds that in with stuff like that Zare, those good poking tools bit by bit, still managing to kind of get MJ off of himself and even extending it a bit with that laser whip.
Back there from AoS, just trying to keep MJ pinned at corner, but MJ just waiting it all out, manages to just jump over the pressure, but not quite getting out for free. AoS continuing this string and no tech. That's such a hard spot to figure out where you want to tech, because you don't know if you're going to get hit up into the lip of the stage or if you're going to get hit to the left into the side of the stage.
It's difficult indeed. Unfortunately, MJ didn't really pass to that skill check, so AoS has this great early lead for himself and that mid percentage, so he's still living, even after he's kind of getting bombarded a bit by stuff like grabs and being very observant of that gyro. Great stuff from AoS, because again, these two played each other. They know a lot of tricks in the book, so it's a matter of how well can you deal with someone you're used to playing with for so long, you know?
Good use of the gyro to interrupt the tether, and that ends with MJ claiming the stock. He does that so well, where he just kind of like dribbles the gyro just ever so slightly off the stage to prevent any kind of a lazy recovery, be it with a tether recovery or an air dodge back to stage. You're never getting back for free against MJ's Rob.
Keep that in mind, especially hard to get down with MJ's Rob as well. I mean, even though the flip kick, it's still AoS getting caught by stuff like the up air or the nair, or it's the gyro, and not even managing to scrap pretty well right here, right now. It's some forward airs doing the trick for AoS. Just, I like that delay as well. Realizing that he would have been sent to a watery doom, and look at that forward smash! Not quite kissing that blast on him. It was just right there.
Yeah, a little bit of the extra weight that Rob has, certainly saving that stock for MJ. But now it's AoS's turn, like kind of putting MJ on notice that he is a little bit open when recovering on his side. Like, AoS is not going to allow you to just get back for free, and every single one of these kills so far has been at or near the edge.
Flipped by the gyro there, unfortunately. AoS still, though, finding some traction. This is going to be the berry. What do we get up follow-up? I like that option from MJ. Fortunately, it doesn't get a kill there, but still, it's pretty good stuff at getting some percentage on board, keeping AoS in disadvantage, if only for a, one more interaction.
Tries to grab. Again, you have to go ahead and recognize what MJ is trying to do, and when he uses that projectile to cover that edge, AoS is going to have to come up with another option, perhaps flip him back onto stage to try to avoid that perilous item play.
Now AoS 152%, trying to hold on to the stock as best he can while getting that extra credit, just avoiding a lot of stuff that MJ's throwing out here, being so observant, so careful, and usually he likes playing so aggressive, but now he's playing in your face while being out of reach. But it's still just the clip of the falling up air that does the trick.
I did not know that Rob's shoulders had hitboxes. It looked like he didn't actually get hit in the tip whatsoever, just very nearly dodging that move, AoS.
And either way, spinning steel, launching into you is probably going to pack a punch. So speaking of,
intercepts the double jump. Well, we got flip kick, third jump. What can you do?
It's true. I've always described flip kick as the nah, I'm good option. Exactly. Anything disadvantage? Nah, I'm good. Get hit? Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, anytime that the Zero Suit Samuses had their little propaganda campaign, the akin to the... Okay, can't even talk about anything here because AoS is just turning it up. Just the perfect nair conversion right there into the back air, it looked like, to finish that stock off. And MJ perhaps holding in just a little bit, because at that percentage, you have a few options to get out of those, but a bit unfortunate that he finds his stock claimed right there.
It's going back to PS2 for that. And it wouldn't surprise me if these two run it the whole set. Just no character changes, no nothing. We're going back, we're playing some more. This is the good action you want to see. And MJ was definitely doing some good things there. So it's not going to be possible for him to just win this next game, keep it momentum moving. It's so back and forth between these two. It can always be hard to tell. Sometimes it's a shutout, sometimes they go tooth and nail, neck and neck. So
it does feel like AoS as a player is relatively good at combating both MJ's playstyle and from the character selections. Like Zero Suit versus Rob is fairly good for Zero Suit, and then you also have the Mario in the back pocket for AoS. So definitely has two of Rob's harder matchups that he can utilize here.
And I believe, I believe that MJ also, I think, has a Game & Watch, but it's been so scant, I'm not sure I can imagine him bringing it out too much.
Agreed, yeah, I think we're just sticking with the tried and true Rob.
And he's a good character, so no major complaints. That actually be a decent punish, just one up air, and actually the extension off of the nerf. So great stuff from MJ, even getting little clips here and there.
But the up tilt not quite going to force anything out from AoS. Uses the double jump a little bit errantly there, but that's the MJ special to me is walk up, double down tilt, and then immediately just RER back there.
Ooh, there goes the next grab. What's AoS going to do? How's he going to capitalize on this landing? Got to be careful. All that landing there from Rob is so tricky.
Back air is not going to connect, so up air just sharking MJ, and eventually MJ is going to run out of jumps. He's going to run low on fuel, and AoS, he didn't run out of hitboxes though.
That's so true, Scabs. Now, 3 stocks from AoS still living pretty well. It's the game of how much extra can you get, especially as MJ's trapped on that platform. But oh wow, it is the out of nowhere back air to seal the deal, and only 19% really separating these two. So MJ's doing a great job kind of evening it up. Went for a spot dodge after tripping AoS, like whoops, no hands. And strings from AoS, but answering back again. These two just go back and forth with their characters.
AoS having a little bit of trouble punishing that forward air out of shield that Rob has been using. It's such an underappreciated tool because everybody thinks that, oh, Rob, he's just going to nair my shield. No, he can also go ahead and use that fair as a good burst tool, claim space. Like, it's almost as disjointed as, say, Marth's fair. It gives him such a good way to tap your shield and also just to snuff out any kind of an aggressive aerial approach.
Laser whip flanking with that gyro for just a split second. Now AoS trying to just be very careful with his approaches as he realizes this Rob with rage is rough, to say the least.
Agreed.
And so it's just a matter of, again, playing more to not get hit over getting hit is so huge, but sometimes when you get hit, it hurts. That's AoS losing that second stock in the blink of an eye over one small slip up.
The down tilt gyro, man, that conversion, but look at the confirm by AoS. He just runs off stage with nary a delay as soon as MJ gets put into those awkward spots where he just kind of wants to up B immediately or double jump. He didn't want to throw out a hitbox right there, and passivity punished perfectly by AoS.
Now just dancing around each other. Parries left and right, lots of shielding, lots of pokes and pressure between the two. Percents being traded, blows back and forth. Center stage just like dancing, exchanging between the two of them. This is pretty good for both players, and oh, MJ's even got that on down. That's a good percentage.
Yeah, I gotta ask MJ what he... Oh
wow.
My god, the gyro gameplay. Again, MJ, the item master for sure. In our bracket, I can't think of another player that does it better than MJ and his Rob. It feels like sometimes you're in a 2v1. Sometimes the gyro seems to have a mind of its own. Sometimes MJ seems to have a little bit of knowledge of what the gyro is going to do before you can pick it up.
It's like it's Ice Climbers out there with the way it's, or it's a secret doubles match, except you forgot to invite your friend.
Except, you know, I think that the gyro might actually have better AI than Nana.
I could believe that 10,000%. And that's what I said last game about, like, I could see that MJ taking it because they go back and forth so much. MJ did pretty well that game. It was close for a while, but MJ sealed that deal. Now, back to PS2, no qualms about it.
Did AoS just down air directly onto a gyro just says, get that thing out of here?
He was not, hey.
Just starting the game off, like, no. Get the toy away.
AoS is saying
real man times right now.
But the people are thinking, you know, like, hey, I don't think any of us are a fan of gyro when it's on screen when we're playing against it. AoS is looking for something, not quite finding it.
He's still the long, lanky legs, tapping it away off that forward tilt. Trying for the down smash, trying for the flip kick. No bites from MJ. This is rapidly approaching a 0 to death, 107%, and AoS still untouched. Okay. But okay, yeah, that's a little bit over aggressive right there with the up B, but aggression is AoS's primary means of seizing momentum here.
And to be fair, at 0%, there's only so much MJ can really get in terms of combo potential, so sometimes it's worth going for that risk. The problem is that MJ finally found that one hit, so he's starting to find his footing, 46%. It's not a lead, but it's a start.
He just has to get this kill, and MJ is doing a very good job dodging, is what I was going to say, until he falls into that side B from AoS.
The Zerd is bonking it out. I'm good, man. Thank you.
It feels like AoS is like, yeah, I had some trouble with gyro last game. You know what beats gyro? More hitboxes. I can do that.
Hey, honestly, that sounds like the AoS solution. More buttons. I love buttons.
Exactly.
Oh, no. MJ loves buttons, too. Just slam it. Dunking with the dare on that first stock of AoS. Now it's 2 stocks apiece.
Yeah, frame 1 jab doing such a good job covering AoS's landings. Max distance, too, so MJ couldn't respond with anything like a down tilt.
at that, just some nairs going back and forth. Just again, these two, when they're in neutral, when they don't have that significant stage advantage, like they're just holding shield, trading blows, just trying to find that 1 inch that'll give them the mile.
Remember when Zero Suit players started complaining about the neutral layer nerfs as if it was like the end of their character, as if that was like losing them a tier? AoS is still swinging with that move and showing how safe it can be. You just have to space it properly now. It went from being like almost plus to being like -4, -6.
Still a great move, and people again also playing with that up B as well, getting delayed by just a few scant frames. So still an amazing character, and AoS does a great job putting this character on show in the region. And out of region too, considering some of their great results lately. Oh wow, but great results mean nothing to Rob back air, doing more than enough to take that stock. Looks like it's MJ with the lead right now. AoS is trying to find something, but you go all the way up there with up B, just like, please, just, I don't know where you are in this blast zone, but I wanted to hit.
Sometimes just you have to be a little bit optimistic with your hitboxes, and you know, maybe one of these days you bet on black and it comes up for you.
Until then though, AoS is seeing a lot of red right now. All this percentage. MJ just doing a great job taking that lead. Look at that, just the little shimmy trying to get the grab, but no dice. MJ's on top of it. I like that Zaire actually, like, I'm gonna poke you with something. It's not gonna kill, but I'm here to poke you.
Just using all of his momentum here to try to get something going, but MJ, he's doing a phenomenal job of not getting clipped until the tech situation right there. I was going to say he was doing a great job of not getting clipped by the killing blow, which is kind of like what you have to do against a player like AoS. Whenever you find a character that just like hits so many buttons that is doing such a good job of keeping up momentum, just don't allow them to get the kill. It's like they can bring you up to 180, they can bring you up to 200 if they really want to, but if you can get a scant 50 or 60%, that's extra credit that you need to weather the storm.
So huge, so important. And AoS trying to find some important footing. Still pretty tough, just MJ catching out a lot of options, and now looking for a kill because this is kill percentage for Rob. Be so careful. I like that. AoS is doing a great job at like getting the gyro every once in a while and just making it tough for MJ to get follow-ups off of it. Little dunk on the flip kick, and still just being above Rob is so scary right now. Like MJ can just up air you and you might die.
It's up air, down tilt. Like, look at that MJ running around because he's recognizing that he can set up so much off of that down tilt. Tech situation, tries for the back air, not going to connect. And the blaster a little bit too slow to catch MJ's get up.
Now just chasing down MJ's missing can. AoS still playing with that aggressiveness. It's a grab as well. I like that, catches the jump. About 90% on MJ's. He's just going high. Ooh, the Nair actually beating out MJ's Nair there. Getting away from the grab is so important.
That's another one of Rob's finishers right here. AoS recognizing what MJ's victory conditions are. The berry, is he going to get the up E off it? He is!
Is that gonna kill?
That
off
should do it off the top with all that rage. AoS taking a 2-1 lead going into Game 4.
Very good stuff by AoS. And now I believe it's 2-1. AoS's favor right now, so wants to do a great job here. Maybe he can get the 3-1, but like I said, MJ is one to bounce back pretty quickly to go back and forth. So it wouldn't surprise me if this goes to a game 5, and it wouldn't surprise me if AoS could just blow up his 3 stocks like it's nothing. These players are something else, man.
So we'll have to see now, no counter pick. So what is MJ's response? It feels like AoS really did not have that game in hand until that last stock. Like, MJ was doing a great job of surviving to high percents. He was doing a great job of pressuring AoS and even got a couple interactions where he was able to seize control over the match, but AoS just fought back from the brink.
Pretty huge for MJ to kind of make this game an important one for himself, because staying at winners is huge here, especially when you consider the payout and the level of players in bracket. AoS is just flip kicking around like it's nobody's business, trying to find any and all opportunities to get even a single hit on MJ.
I think Zero Suit Samus has the second highest double jump in the game behind Falco. So just using all of the vertical movement, just hunt MJ down. Like, he hasn't had fuel in quite some time. Just Zaire still no fuel. AoS exhausting every bit of fuel that this character has, preventing him from coming back at all. Just an absolute clinic of how to shark a character's recovery when they go super high like that.
Amazing shot by AoS now, and still pushing the lead. MJ seems like trying to find stuff, but just it's not enough.
You thought Zero Suit Samus had like buttons that you could punish when they tap your shield? Don't worry, we've all been there.
Happens to the best of us, you know, you never quite know. Even again, AoS is still doing that little shimmy, like dash in, dash out, go for that grab because it's a little bit lengthy, trying to bait out options and approaches. MJ, not quite falling for every trick in the book, but falling for enough of them that it's really dangerous, especially at this disparity just in the percentage of the stocks right now.
Already at like 71, it feels like we're past the time when MJ could get these trades, when MJ can try to box with down tilt. He needs to go for the knockout blow. No more jabs. You got to go ahead and send this player to their corner if you want to make it to the next round.
It's rolling around. Not quite at the speed of sound for MJ. The slow robot just trying
double
to
jump.
find any good hit.
Can't get the punish. It feels like whenever that like touches your shield, the flip kick does, you bounce off and you can control your momentum so easily that MJ, with a slower character like Rob, doesn't have those massive hitboxes that cover both sides of him. It can be really difficult to predict where AoS is going to go.
Now AoS is trying to find mix-ups because again, this stock's so important, and when you have Rage on deck, you want to be able to get the stock as soon as you can, and just as I say it, finds the avenue to get the stock, the Rage on deck for AoS, doing a great service and securing it. Now MJ, 3 stocks to 1. This is looking rough, Scabs.
It is Let It Rain. It just feels like AoS understands that he can get hit another 10 times with neutral air or forward air or down tilt. You just can't land the killing blow as MJ. The grabs aren't working out because AoS is just pressuring shield so perfectly with neutral air and then buffering that frame 1 jab afterwards. Just these cross-ups. Finally, MJ gets the back air, but this is a large hill to climb for MJ if he wants to make it back in this set.
I'm not sure there's enough fuel into the robot to trek that mountain, but bit by bit it's possible. But AoS is doing a great job being like, you're not going to touch this stock. You may have touched the last one, but let's see what I can do. Even the parry on the down tilt there, not even getting anything off of it, but just enough to like send a message. I could have sworn he went for like a down air or something, but it's actually the down smash to the up B to the JV3 for AoS.
And we talk about AoS being a momentum-based player. Will rode the momentum from a dominant Game 3 into a Game 4 JV.